Have you ever wondered how that delicious salami on your charcuterie board is made? From its deep historical origins in Italy to the exact workmanship required in modern factories, salami manufacturing is a fascinating journey where tradition and science intersect. Every slice conveys the narrative of precisely seasoned pork, precise curing techniques, and an old art form that is still practiced today. But what makes salami so appealing? And how does it transition from raw beef to the chewy, flavorful delicacy we all know and love? Join us as we delve into the mysterious world of salami making and discover what gives this cherished meat its distinct flavor. Salami, a member of the Italian salumi family, has a rich history. While salumi refers to a wide range of Italian cured meats, salami is more particular, including soft or fresh, cooked, and dry-cured options. Salami is normally produced from pig, although it can also contain beef, horse, venison, and other meats. Italy is usually credited with inventing salami, with evidence reaching back to ancient Rome. A 1st-century Roman cookbook included pig salami, and by 1436, a more modern kind of salami was officially verified in Italian papers. Over time, salami became an essential component of Italian cuisine, with dry-cured variants being the most popular. The term cured alludes to the process of drying and preserving meat with salt, which has remained crucial for generating salami's distinct texture and flavor. Today, salami is more than simply an Italian staple. It has become a popular global product, notably in the United States, where it is commonly available as dry-cured pork sausage served in firm, ready-to-slice logs. Despite its international success, salami's essence is deeply rooted in its Italian roots. Salami produce begins with a critical decision, choosing the proper sort of meat. Each meat offers unique tastes and textures, and the meat used is typically determined by regional customs and the type of salami being created. In Italy, where the art of salami making is greatly treasured, pig remains the preferred meat due to its rich fatty composition and appropriateness for curing. Pork fat is essential to the texture and flavor of salami, adding to its moistness and richness. Other meats, like as beef and venison, may be combined with pork to balance the leaner textures of those cuts, as their tastes on their own might be too intense or dry for the traditional salami texture. Wild boar, for example, imparts a gamey richness, whilst beef provides a little sharper bite and a deeper, more powerful taste. Regardless of the meat, it must be of the best quality since it affects the flavor, safety, and overall quality of the salami. Once the meat has been chosen, it is carefully trimmed to eliminate any tendons, gristle, or unattractive bits. Uniformity in meat cutting is critical. Pre-cutting the meat into consistent portions provides even grinding, which is required to retain the salami's desirable texture. Precision trimming also aids in fat management, as too much fat can result in a greasy texture, whilst too little fat renders the salami dry and harsh. Temperature management is an important consideration at this stage. To preserve the meat's integrity and avoid early spoiling, it is frequently stored at extremely low temperatures. This temperature monitoring is crucial throughout the process to assure food safety, especially since salami will go through a lengthy fermentation and curing process that does not include typical cooking. After the meat has been prepared and refrigerated, it enters the grinding process. The meat is put into massive industrial-grade grinders, which break it down into smaller particles. The texture of the grind varies according to the type of salami being manufactured. Some salamis are thoroughly ground, resulting in a smooth texture, while others are coarsely ground, giving the salami a rustic, chewy bite. The type of grind affects not only the texture but also the mouthfeel of the finished product. Therefore, this process is carefully managed to ensure uniformity. The grinding procedure is particularly sensitive due to the meat's fat content. If the meat's temperature climbs too high during grinding, the fat may begin to melt, compromising the critical fat-meat emulsion that gives salami its creamy yet firm quality. To avoid this, grinding equipment is frequently frozen or cooled with ice, and grinding is done in short batches to limit heat accumulation. After grinding, the next step is to season the meat mixture. This is where each salami's distinct taste character is developed. The ground beef is seasoned with salt, herbs, and spices. Salt is the most important element at this point, since it not only improves flavor but also helps to preserve the meat by sucking away moisture. Salt starts the curing process by establishing an atmosphere that prevents bacterial development, assuring the safety of the finished product. In addition to salt, spices as black pepper, garlic, fennel seeds, and red pepper flakes are typically included in the combination. Some regional salamis may use odd flavorings, such as cinnamon, cloves, or even nuts to produce a particular flavor. Another traditional approach is to incorporate wine or vinegar, which adds richness to the flavor and aids in preservation. Curing agents such as sodium nitrite or nitrate are also added at this point. These chemicals have two primary functions. They preserve the meat and prevent it from dangerous germs such as Clostridium botulinum, which may cause foodborne sickness. Nitrites also keep the appetizing pink hue of cured meats, which would otherwise become gray or brown during the curing process. Some artisanal makers use natural substitutes, such as celery powder, which includes naturally occurring nitrates. After the spices and curing chemicals have been added, the mixture is thoroughly combined using huge industrial mixers. This mixing process is critical. Overmixing can result in tough meat, while undermixing causes inconsistent flavor and texture. The objective is to create a properly balanced combination with uniformly dispersed components so that every mouthful of the finished dish is rich and tasty. Once the seasoned mixture is complete, it's time to continue on to the stuffing process, which is when salami begins to take on its distinct shape. The mixture is placed into casings, which are often formed of natural materials like pig intestines. These natural casings allow the salami to breathe during curing, which is necessary for flavor development. The casings also help to maintain the salami's typical look and texture. Synthetic casings composed of collagen or cellulose are occasionally used in large-scale manufacture, particularly for salami, which must retain a regular shape and size for commercial distribution. Synthetic casings are consistent and durable, making them perfect for mass production. Purists, however, say that natural casings give a more genuine flavor and texture. The stuffing procedure uses sophisticated equipment to guarantee that each salami is stuffed evenly and without air pockets. Any trapped air might create problems when curing, such as rotting or uneven drying. The casings are filled to a specified diameter, which varies according to the type of salami being made. Smaller salamis, such as cacciatore, are significantly thinner than bigger kinds like Felino or Sopressata. After filling, the salamis are knotted at regular intervals to create individual links. This is where salami makers frequently add their signature touches, like as hand-tying the ends or utilizing traditional string designs that reflect the region's history. After the salamis have been filled and knotted, they are ready to ferment and cure. Fermentation is a vital stage in the salami making process. During this process, the meat undergoes a metamorphosis that not only gives it a characteristic sour flavor, but also makes it safe to consume. Beneficial bacteria, either naturally occurring or introduced as starter cultures, begin to ferment the carbohydrates in the meat. This fermentation creates lactic acid, which lowers the pH of the meat, making it unsuitable for dangerous bacteria. Fermentation occurs in climate-controlled facilities with carefully regulated temperature and humidity. The circumstances must be exactly ideal for the beneficial bacteria to grow while preventing spoiling. The time of fermentation varies according to the recipe and the desired taste profile. Some salamis can ferment in as short as 24 hours, while others require several days to get the desired acidity and taste balance. Once fermentation is complete, the salami goes through the drying process, which is critical for generating the final texture and flavor. During drying, the salami is hung in cold, damp environments to progressively lose moisture over time. The drying time might range from a few weeks to many months, depending on the salami's size and intended outcome. Larger salamis take longer to dry because they require more time to lose moisture without drying out prematurely. During this process, the salami progressively hardens and the flavors intensify. The drying procedure also helps to preserve the salami by making it less receptive to microorganisms. Proper air circulation and humidity management are essential during drying. Too much humidity can lead to spoilage, and too little might cause the salami to dry out too soon, resulting in a harsh, unattractive texture. Though many types of salami are consumed uncooked following the curing process, certain variations require extra cooking. This is particularly frequent with fresh salamis, which are not fermented and must be properly cooked for safety reasons. Some salamis are boiled, others are smoked. Smoking salami enhances the meat's flavor by infusing it with a deep, smoky scent that complements the spices and curing chemicals. The smoking procedure can be done either hot or cold, depending on the recipe. Hot smoking cooks the meat while imparting flavor, whereas cold smoking provides flavor without increasing the meat's internal temperature. Even dry-cured salamis are occasionally briefly smoked to improve their taste before to the final drying stage. This results in a distinct, powerful flavor that distinguishes them from non-smoked kinds. Once the salami has finished curing, it is ready to be packed and sent to customers. The packaging for salami varies depending on whether it is sold whole or pre-sliced. Whole salamis are frequently vacuum sealed to avoid spoiling and increase shelf life. This form of packaging is very popular among food connoisseurs who want to slice their salami at home. Pre-sliced salami, on the other hand, requires more careful packing to keep the slices from drying out or deteriorating. Slicing exposes greater surface area to air, increasing the likelihood of contamination and shortening the product's shelf life. To reduce these dangers, pre-sliced salami is frequently packed in a modified environment that replaces oxygen with nitrogen or carbon dioxide. This prevents the growth of microorganisms, keeping the salami fresher for longer. Salamis, both whole and pre-sliced, are often vacuum sealed to maintain their freshness and flavor. Once packaged, the salami is stored in temperature-controlled settings to guarantee that it is safe to ingest until it reaches the customer. Labeling is another important aspect of the packing process. Labels must clearly state the components, any preservatives used, the expiration date, and any specific storage directions. This guarantees that consumers are well informed about the product and can enjoy it to its full potential. Finally, salami is delivered to supermarkets, specialized delis, and restaurants. The distribution procedure is closely regulated to ensure that the salami remains at the proper temperature during transportation, protecting its quality and safety. The principles of preservation, taste, and texture apply to both handcrafted artisanal salami and mass-produced varieties. While salami is a tasty and popular dish, it's crucial to be aware of its nutritional value. Salami is heavy in fat, particularly saturated fat, and includes a lot of salt owing to the curing process. Consuming salami in excessive quantities or on a frequent basis can lead to health problems such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and an increased risk of stroke. Furthermore, salami is considered processed meat, which has been linked to an increased risk of some forms of cancer, including colon cancer. The World Health Organization has classified processed meats as a possible carcinogen, owing to the presence of nitrites and nitrates used in the curing process. On the plus side, salami is high in protein and includes critical minerals such as vitamin B12, zinc, and niacin, which promote brain function, immunity, and general growth. Some fermented salami may also include probiotics, which can assist digestion and intestinal health. As with many decadent dishes, moderation is essential. Enjoying salami as part of a balanced diet with fresh vegetables, nutritious grains, and lean meats helps you to experience its rich tastes without overindulging. And there you have it, an in-depth look at the intriguing process of making salami. From selecting the ideal pork pieces to the final packaging of this delectable treat. Salami is a time-honored cuisine that blends tradition, science, and artisanal ability to produce a product that is appreciated across the world. So the next time you enjoy a slice of this delectable cured pork, you can understand the meticulous procedure that went into its development.